You know, when I first started the Radio Free Enterprise podcast over 20 years ago, it was hard to get people to appear as guests. It's mostly because nobody knew what a podcast was. Well, today things are different. Today, it's hard to get people to stop asking you to be your guest. And I guess a big part of that is because of the tremendous marketing value of being interviewed on podcasts that are followed by your ideal clients. Now, if you're thinking you'd like to leverage the power of podcast guest marketing for your business or your personal brand, I suggest you listen to what Tom Schwab has to share. I wanted to quote something from your homepage that I think is fantastic. You say, this is sort of your mission statement, turn listeners into leads and leads into customers by talking directly to ideal prospects with podcast interview marketing. And that sounds great. I mean, I'm a big consumer of podcasts, as I imagine you are as well. And it's such an intimate medium where, you know, you're right in my ear. And I wouldn't be listening to this if it weren't for the fact that I'm interested in that host and I'm interested in his topic area that he covers. Can you speak to that, how that's different from, let's say, being on the Oprah show where you might reach millions, but very few people might actually be that interested in what you have to say?
And you make a great point there. Television was always about bigger is better. Podcasts are really about better is better and more focused is better. So today there are 1.2 million podcasts. That being said, not every podcast is perfect for you, but those ones that have your ideal customer, those prospects that get what you talk about, those are the great shows to be on. And really, it's the idea of people are either going to turn you up or turn you off. And if you get on the right podcast, they'll be turning you up. I don't care how good you are. If you get on the wrong podcast, they'll turn you down. And also the idea of, I think today none of us want to be sold, right? Nobody goes onto a podcast and says, sell me something. I log into Google and say, sell me something. No, right. The best way to sell something today is to earn the respect, awareness, and trust of those who might buy. And I think being a podcast guest is a great way to do that because there's the transfer of authority. If the guest or if the host has already vetted you, has already said you're an expert, and they start introducing you, that's powerful. As I think about it, it was the same strategy that was probably used by my grandfather. You know, when you got invited to an event and you got introduced by somebody else that they respected, boy, that was a great way to grow your brand and grow your business. You know, but for him, that meant 4 hours on a golf course or, you know, a Lions Club meeting, something like that. For us, it's a half hour, 45 minutes on a podcast. And the other thing that you point out is this is evergreen. So if I didn't catch the Oprah show, well, I'm either going to have to catch it on reruns or whatever. But with podcasts, you can listen to them when you want, where you want, even at the speed you want.